Hi, I'm Dr. Cooley, and the movement we're going to be discussing right now is breathing. It's easily an overlooked movement because we don't really think of it in those terms, but it's actually probably the most important movement that any of us could perform. Stress of life, working out too hard, all these things will create a stress breathing pattern which causes us to breathe through our chest. And that has a lot of effects on our body from a musculoskeletal point of view. It will cause us to have really tight upper neck, tight shoulders, but at the same time our lumbar stability, like what makes our lumbar spine strong, is the first layer of that is actually how our diaphragm and our hip flexors work together to stabilize our lumbar spine. So the better we breathe, the stronger our spine's going to be, the less tension we're going to have in our neck. And also breathing is a great example of how a movement can lower stress levels, it can improve brain function, it can improve hormone function, it can do all these things that are really beneficial to your health. It's a subtle motion that a lot of times when you see me do it, it's going to seem relatively easy, but it's actually something that people will have to focus on in the beginning in order to get it right, and then we'll give you some exercises to make it more difficult. But just to start off, we're going to lie on our back, and we want to get the diaphragm centered over our pelvis. So when we do that, this would be going the other way if I kind of hyperextended my back, and then if I brought my rib cage down, that's going to be centering the diaphragm kind of over my pelvis. So they call it like a diaphragm centration. From here, I'm going to breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. And I want my belly to rise and not my chest. So when I breathe in, so just getting this motion down is the first part of proper breathing. Then you can do some other things with your hands, like say I really want to get that breath over here into like this part of my abdominal wall. I'll kind of just place my hand there, kind of poke in there, and really I want to try to almost focus on that area. So when you practice diaphragmatic breathing, you can go to where you do like 10 breaths, something like that. It's a good time to practice it is going to be like at night before you go to bed. And then once you get good at being able to really feel that breath in your diaphragm, you want to be able to do that in almost any position. Like you be in the car, you're driving, you're going to do some diaphragmatic breaths. But if you're doing like yoga or you're taking your body through some end ranges of motion there, you want to be able to relax into those end ranges, and you want to do that with a nice diaphragmatic breath. So a nice relaxed breath, and then you'll really kind of own that movement as opposed to being stressed when you're in the movement. We're going to talk about some other exercises in the next video as far as how to improve our diaphragm function. We're basically going to be doing the same exercise that we just did, but I'm going to put a little weight over my stomach just to make my diaphragm have to work a little bit harder to get that same effect. So this is like a 44-pound kettlebell, and I'm just going to place this on my abdominals like that, and I'm going to breathe in. And you can see how the weight is moving as I'm breathing in, and I want to build up that pressure in my abdomen in order to lift the weight up, but I don't want to be using my chest to breathe. So that's a good little exercise just to make the diaphragm work harder.